Welcome to the Ryan Files. Today we're starting with a fact so extraordinary it might feel like fiction. UFOs, now called UAPs, are real. There's no longer any credible reason to doubt their existence. I understand why you might be skeptical. For decades, governments around the world, especially the US, have spent billions discrediting anyone who dared to say otherwise. They've perfected a strategy of ridicule and suppression, branding believers as crazy and witnesses as unreliable. But the truth? Well, the truth will set us all free. We are at a turning point. UAP sightings are increasing dramatically worldwide and governments can no longer ignore them. But instead of transparency, they've shifted gears. They know they can't control the phenomenon itself, so now they're doing everything they can to control the narrative. Why? Because apart from Jesus Christ, this is the biggest story in the history of Earth. Whoever or whatever is piloting these craft is operating on a level of technology and intelligence that far surpasses our own. And we, the people, have a right to know. Whether UAPs are alien, interdimensional, or secret government projects, the implications are staggering. And if governments are hiding this truth from us, it's not just irresponsible, it's criminal. Let's get into it. Thanks for tuning into the Ryan Files this week. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. And if you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out. Thank you. So when I say UFOs and UAPs have moved from conspiracy theory to undeniable fact, there are those that still will not believe. There has certainly been a mountain of evidence that has built up over the last decades that simply can't be denied. Folks like Bob Lazar, who alleged to work at a secret site near Area 51 called S4 in the late 1980s, where he described working on reverse engineering alien technology, including an anti-gravity propulsion system powered by the infamous Element 115.
I am telling the truth. I've tried to prove that. What's going on up there could be the most important event in history. You're talking about contact, physical contact and proof from another system, another planet, another intelligence. That's got to be the biggest event in history, period.
And it's real.
And it's real and it's there. And I had an extremely small part in it, but I'm convinced that what I saw is absolute proof of that. There is no way we could have created those systems. There's no way we could have made the discs, the power supplies, anything to go with them.
Or what about Edgar Mitchell, the Apollo 14 astronaut and the sixth man to walk on the moon, who asserted that extraterrestrial life exists and that governments worldwide are covering up their existence and that they're all involved in reverse engineering efforts? How about Paul Hellyer, the former Canadian Minister of Defense, who claimed that extraterrestrials have been visiting Earth for decades and that governments are hiding this fact, even while multiple alien species are interacting with humanity? Even high-level U.S. officials have admitted the truth. Former Director of National Intelligence, John Ratcliffe, has publicly acknowledged the existence of UAPs, confirming they are real. But what we are seeing today with the recent congressional hearings has taken everything to a new level. So let's start with the revelations that have been revealed as part of these hearings, titled Unidentified Anomalous Phenomenon Exposing the Truth. Take David Grusch, a former U.S. intelligence officer who testified under oath before Congress in July 2023. Grusch revealed that the U.S. government possesses recovered non-human technology and biologics. He described programs focused on crash retrieval and reverse engineering alien craft, programs deliberately hidden from public oversight.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Keep in mind, this is a former U.S. intelligence officer. The U.S. government possesses recovered non-human technology and biologics. That means an intelligent species that is not human, folks. If you're still not convinced, consider the testimony of military personnel. Commander David Fravor, for example, recounted his now famous encounter with the Tic Tac UAP. This craft displayed capabilities that defy everything we know about physics.
A few questions for Mr. Favor. As an expert naval aviator, have you ever seen an object that looked and moved like the Tic Tac UAP?
No.
Did the Tic Tac UAP move in such a way that defied the laws of physics?
The way we understand them, yes.
Many dismiss UAP reports as classified weapons testing by our own government, but in your experience as a pilot, does our government typically test advanced weapon systems right next to multi-million-dollar jets without informing our pilots?
No, we have test ranges for that.
Instantaneous acceleration from a standstill to blinding speeds in the blink of an eye, and hypersonic velocities, far exceeding Mach 5 without any visible propulsion or heat signatures, and of course, trans-medium travel, seamlessly moving through air, water, and space. These aren't speculative claims. These are first-hand accounts from trained military professionals backed by radar data and visual confirmation. And then there's Luis Elizondo, the former head of the Pentagon's Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, or ATIP. Elizondo played a key role in the release of the FLIR, Gimbal, and Go Fast videos, declassified footage showing UAPs performing maneuvers no human craft can replicate.
Let me be clear. UAP are real. Advanced technologies not made by our government or any other government are monitoring sensitive military installations around the globe. Furthermore, the U.S. is in possession of UAP technologies, as are some of our adversaries. I believe we are in the midst of a multi-decade secretive arms race, one funded by misallocated taxpayer dollars and hidden from our elected representatives and oversight bodies.
During a recent lecture by Elizondo I attended on November 18th, it was wild to hear him say that the FLIR, Gimbal, and Go Fast videos were the worst of the worst quality the government has. He talked about hundreds of 8K videos showing UAP doing things that defy our current understanding of physics. Now think about that. The phenomenon itself is beyond their grasp, but they're working overtime to manage how we perceive it. No wonder Elizondo said at one point, "I want to tell you folks the truth just as much as you want me to, I promise." Much of this is in plain writing for anyone who wants to look. Declassified documents now confirm that the government was not only aware of UAPs, but actively working to study and reverse engineer them while keeping the public in the dark. A simple online search provided me with these 260 declassified CIA documents. And there are many other entities out there, like the Department of Naval Intelligence, for example, who also have information in declassified documents. It's not that the evidence is lacking. It's that the cover-up was massive, extensive, and effective. That cover-up didn't start yesterday either. It's been going on for decades. In 1947, the Roswell incident shocked the world. Reports of a flying disc quickly turned into a weather balloon story. Witnesses were silenced or discredited, and the government's playbook on handling UFOs was born. Admit nothing, deny everything, give counter-accusations, discredit witnesses, and distract the public with alternative explanations. By the 1950s, the CIA's Robertson panel formalized this strategy, recommending that UFO reports be ridiculed to reduce public interest. The media followed suit, turning a topic of immense importance into a punchline. But behind the scenes, the US government was taking UAPs very seriously. Declassified documents reveal a long history of studying these phenomena, from Foo Fighters during World War II to secretive reverse engineering programs post-Roswell.
Take a look for yourself.
What in the world?
That's nothing from this world.
Why the secrecy? Well, there's three main reasons outside of just maintaining control. First, governments like to hide what they know and also hide what they don't know. This makes sense to a degree, but only if information or technology was being gained by these entities that are flying these craft. The US would certainly prefer other countries to not gain alien technology, and would certainly not want to disclose if they didn't have the alien technology that perhaps Russia has. The second reason governments are hiding the truth about ET is to maintain societal stability, and perhaps there was a time when this may have been a concern. But I think modern day people have been so conditioned to the ideas of aliens through science fiction books and movies that societal stability issues are less of a factor today than they may have been in the past. But the third reason is very interesting to me. Governments are hiding the truth about UAP, the pilots, and the reverse engineered technology to avoid accountability. How can questions be asked about something that officially doesn't exist? Have you forgotten the lie about Area 51? For decades, the U.S. government denied the existence of Area 51, a remote military facility in Nevada associated with secretive operations and UFO conspiracy theories. But in 2013, the CIA declassified documents acknowledging the existence of Area 51. Or what about the NSA mass surveillance of American citizens? U.S. intelligence agencies denied conducting widespread domestic surveillance, claiming they targeted only foreign threats. But once again, in 2013, Edward Snowden's leaks revealed extensive NSA surveillance programs like PRISM, which collected data from American citizens and foreign nationals alike. But when it comes to accountability, I think one of the main reasons why governments hide the truth about aliens and UAP is because of all the abductions that have taken place. Did you know that a Roper poll conducted in the 1990s estimated that approximately 3.7 million Americans believed they had experienced an alien abduction? And here's the thing. If just one of those reports are accurate, well, now you're dealing with a non-human intelligence that is mixed up with kidnapping and assault at a minimum. What government would be willing to admit that they are working with such beings? Probably none. But what government would be willing to work with such beings despite the abductions, just so they could gain power, or information, or knowledge? Well, my guess would be all of them. Now we come to the heart of the mystery. Who or what is piloting these craft? And as we provide the 7 most recognized possible answers to that question, let's also look at the implications, especially in light of the massive number of abductions that occur worldwide every year. Number 1, extraterrestrial beings. The most common and widely accepted explanation is that these craft are piloted by advanced civilizations from other planets or other star systems. Now consider this. If they've traveled the vast distances between stars, or even galaxies, it means they've mastered technologies that we can only dream of. Warp drives, wormholes, or other methods of faster than light travel might be routine for them. If extraterrestrial beings are visiting Earth, they're not just technologically superior. They may also be morally or militarily more advanced, or worse, indifferent to us entirely. Are they explorers, scientists, or something more sinister? Are abductions part of their experiments? The accounts of invasive procedures and memory suppression raise ethical questions about their morality or indifference towards humans. Alien abduction suggests a disturbing lack of consent or respect for human autonomy. Now, if governments are aware and powerless to intervene, it underscores a gap in our ability to protect ourselves. Number 2, dimensional entities. What if these beings aren't coming from outer space, but from some parallel universes or higher dimensions? This idea is rooted in modern-day physics, which suggests that reality might be far more layered and complex than we can perceive. We've talked about this extensively on the Ryan Files, that dimension that exists all around our perceived reality, the spiritual realm. In this case, we'd be talking about angels, both good and bad, and demons, the roaming spirits of the dead Nephilim. If these entities can manipulate dimensions, it might explain how they appear and disappear so suddenly, or why they defy the laws of physics as we know them and understand them today. If reality itself is more flexible than we think, these entities could exist in ways we're fundamentally incapable of comprehending. That's a terrifying thought. How do you interact with something that operates on entirely different rules of existence? If only there was a book out there that could help with that, like maybe a Bible. The prospect of interdimensional entities conducting abductions is extremely disturbing. I've said it many times on the Ryan Files, there is a spiritual battle going on, and the prize is our souls. Remember when Luis Elizondo said he was told that aliens were demonic?
I remember the conversation very well. This is a person I respected tremendously, very, very senior person. He told me, he said, Lou, I want you to stop doing this. I said, okay, sir, I certainly can, but may I ask why? And he says, well, we already know what it is. Now, at that moment, I honestly thought maybe it was our own technology. I was running up against some super uber secret sap, and they were telling me to stop. And I said, okay, sir, so it's ours? And he said, no, that's not what I'm saying. And he said, he asked me point blank, have you read your Bible lately? And I wasn't quite sure where he was going with that. And I said, well, sir, I think I know what it says. Where are you going with this? And he said, well, then you would know that these things are demonic and we should not be pursuing them.
And most disturbing of all, at the Alien Abduction Conference held in 1992 at MIT, Gwen Dean highlighted 44 parallels between alien abduction and satanic ritual abuse. You can look into that on your own if you'd like, but it's not a fun subject for sure. Be careful. Number 3, advanced artificial intelligence. Another possibility is that these craft are unmanned probes controlled by advanced AI. Not human AI, but extraterrestrial AI sent by civilizations so advanced they don't need to travel themselves. Imagine robotic explorers programmed to gather data and report back. If that's the case, we're not interacting with live beings at all, we're interacting with their machines. If abductions are part of this data gathering process, they might not involve conscious malice, but rather a indifferent programmed efficiency. These probes may lack ethical considerations entirely. This raises a chilling question. What if the creators of this AI are long gone and these probes are just remnants of a civilization that no longer exists? If abductees are treated like samples or data points by an indifferent AI, it suggests a dehumanizing approach to research where individual suffering is totally irrelevant to the overarching mission, and that's not good. Number 4, future humans. What if UAPs aren't extraterrestrial or interdimensional, but us? Time travelers from the future using advanced technology to visit and study their past, our present. This idea sounds like science fiction, but it's worth considering. Some accounts of alien beings like the classic Greys bear a striking resemblance to humans with evolutionary adaptations. Larger heads, smaller bodies, advanced technology. If abductions are conducted by future humans, they might be extracting genetic material or studying historical behavior or altering timelines. But the thought of doing so in such a way that harms their ancestors doesn't make logical sense to me, which is why I tend to discount this option. Number 5, hidden earthly civilizations. This theory suggests that UAPs are not extraterrestrial at all, but terrestrial, advanced species or civilizations that have existed alongside humanity, hidden in the oceans or underground or in remote areas. Many UAP sightings occur near water, and their ability to travel through air and sea seamlessly might indicate familiarity with Earth's ecosystems. If these hidden civilizations are conducting abductions, it might reflect a strategy of self-preservation or maybe even research. They may be studying humanity to assess our threat level or to manipulate global events for their benefit. But why are they studying or exploiting us rather than coexisting openly? While I do think there could be civilizations that do exist within the Earth, I would link them to either extraterrestrials, interdimensional beings, or perhaps even modern-day Nephilim, rather than beings that have always existed within the Earth. Number 6, non-biological entities. Not all life forms have to be biological. Some scientists theorize that UAPs could be piloted or are themselves beings of pure energy or consciousness. These entities might not adhere to the rules of life as we understand whatsoever. They could exist in ways that are entirely outside of our comprehension. Abductions by such entities might have purposes far beyond human understanding, potentially involving spiritual, energetic, or existential motives. The reports of altered states of consciousness during encounters could reflect their influence on the mind. And what if these entities view humans as energetic or spiritual resources? Abductions might reflect their harvesting or manipulation of our consciousness, raising questions about free will and the nature of reality. I've seen enough videos of these orbs to know they are real. If I had to guess, I would assume they are real and related in some way with interdimensional beings. Number 7, black budget human technology. Finally, we get to the safe answer for so many people. If it's human, I don't have to think about all those other possibilities, but we will have to answer some other very uncomfortable questions for sure. So what about the possibility that some UAPs are the result of highly classified military or corporate projects? Advanced propulsion systems, stealth technology, or even reverse engineered alien tech could explain some sightings. But there's a catch. The capabilities observed, instant acceleration, hypersonic speeds, transmedium travel, are all so far beyond what we officially know as human technology that the explanation really feels incomplete. If even a fraction of UAPs are human-made, it raises ethical questions about why such advancements are being hidden and what they're being used for. Why isn't such amazing technology being used for clean, free energy worldwide? But here's the kicker. If abductions are part of secret human projects, it suggests deeply unethical experimentation and the use of advanced technology for covert purposes. Governments or corporations conducting abductions could be testing psychological manipulation or even advanced technologies. The idea that humans might be abducting their own for experimentation or control is chilling. It raises questions about accountability, transparency, and the extent of governmental or corporate overreach. So if you really do think it's human controlling those craft, you've just declared the governments of the world to be absolutely evil and horrific. And yes, I do believe there are some alien craft out there that have been built by humans through reversed engineered technology, and perhaps some recovered craft that are piloted by humans. But humans are not doing this on their own. These black budget programs are not inventing this advanced alien technology. It already exists because there are aliens out there. This isn't just about curiosity. The stakes are enormous. First, there's technological inferiority. Whoever operates these craft has capabilities that make our most advanced technology look primitive. If their intentions are hostile, we are utterly defenseless. Then there's abductions and mutilations. For decades, people have reported being taken against their will, subjected to experiments, and returned with injuries or trauma. Livestock mutilations featuring precise cuts and organ removal are eerily similar worldwide. If these reports are true, it suggests these entities view us as nothing more than lab rats, or perhaps tokens to be won in a spiritual battle. Finally, there's government accountability. If UAPs are alien craft, the government owes us the truth about what they know. If they're human-made, it's even worse because that kind of technology could revolutionize energy, transportation, and medicine. Instead, it's being hoarded in secret projects while the world suffers. Here's the bottom line. The truth about UFOs and UAPs is the biggest story in the history of Earth apart from Jesus Christ. We have a right to know whether these craft are piloted by extraterrestrials, interdimensional beings, or advanced AI. Their existence changes everything. And if they're human-made, we're being lied to about technology that could change the world. Folks, this isn't science fiction. This is happening right now. The evidence is overwhelming and the implications are staggering. We must demand the truth, not just about what these craft are, but about who operates them, why they're here, and what it means for humanity. It's time to wake up. We're not alone. 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 You folks are the best. Thanks for tuning in this week to the Ryan Files. As always, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this episode, give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel out immensely. And if you'd like to really support the Ryan Files, stop by theryanfiles.com. Click that Become an Agent link. Join us on Patreon. Thanks for your support. Be kind, be amazing, and stay curious out there, my friends. God bless you all. And I hope you have an amazing Thanksgiving. And do me a favor. If you're around friends and family over the holidays, ask them what they think. Are aliens real? And who are the pilots? Let me know what they say in the comments below. You're the best. Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you right here next week on The Ryan Files.
Are you not curious?
Preparing to transfer the
present to you, with great intrigue and wonder, the Ryan Files.